Hey, welcome aboard. Here we are on week 3. There really won't be much of a week 2. I think I did get one video, but this is like the end of week 3. I might even label this as week 4 because it's technically Sunday. But as you can see, the weather just has not been cooperating for a gardening mindset. Most of the 1 week it was. Most of the end of week 2, it was below 50, below 40. Last week, it was down into the 30s. We got snow several days. We might get more this week. I'm going to do what I can. I have abandoned using a milk jug for the one container. I got seeds in. It just wasn't big enough to cover the thing. So I'm going to plan B. I am now starting some more seeds. I started some catnip while we were off. And I have a little map here. This saves you having to mark each individual thing. And what you can see is with one tab, I've got this marked here with one tab. I got this here marked with 2 tabs so I can identify the containers. I'm not going to do a lot of seed starting this year, but the first one's going to be flowers. I'm going to have 4 rows of marigolds, 1 row of Shasta daisies, 1 row of forget-me-nots. These we got free from some charity. They sent them, and I kind of wanted to experiment with some marigolds anyways for the companion gardening, so I wanted those. And then the other one's going to have 2 rows of 3 different kinds of lettuce. Tennis ball, butter crunch, and these are all going to be old seeds. They're the ones I used last year and the year before. So if they work, and I have every expectation they will, you'll get to see that. And then I was going to throw these out, but they're seed starters, or they're bulb starters for onions. Never got around to using them last year, but they still look pretty good. So as long as they are, I'm going to plant these just on the random hope that they come up. Maybe they won't, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I am going to plant those. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and then I will show you the after effect. Okay, we got everything. Now you got to put drainage holes when you do this, or you're going to run into problems. I still wasn't enough, but I put a liberal amount of water. It ran out the bottom. It soaked in a lot of the dirt. Some of this you can see I've got my marigolds here in my 4 rows. These, I don't know if they're as visible on camera, but these are the Shasta daisies. And these ones here remind me of the seeds on a dill plant when it grows. But these are the forget-me-nots. The marigolds I wanted to try, well then like a week or 2 after I saw that maybe they'd be beneficial, I saw a packet of seeds and I'm like, did somebody pick these up for me? They go, no, the Boys Town sent them. So if you appreciate these videos, maybe reach out to them, send them a thank you, maybe send them a donation. I don't know. As far as I know, they do good work, but I'm not an expert on that. And then over here, I have 2 tennis ball rows, 2 butter crunch rows, and 2 slow boat. And they give you so many lettuce seeds when you buy a packet, and these are all from like last year and the year before. I just generously sprinkled them on. I didn't even try. And then what you want to do here is you want to take a little bit of dirt and just try to cover these up. Just a light sprinkling. I tried to pack down the stuff under it, but just give it a light sprinkling. Cover them up as best you can. Same thing with the lettuce. And yes, if you're on a budget, the recycle tubs can make an adequate workbench. And these are not that expensive to pick up, but you can pick up these at any garden store, Ace Hardware, Menards, Lowe's. They should have them. This one here was used about 16 years ago to train a cat. And they're really good for dampening down fresh seeds without overwatering. You're still going to want to water them maybe once a week, but other than that, once a week, unless they they always get dry when I'm out here. Today I put some melted snow on the tray when I came out. But you want to give these a good dousing, because the water is what allows the seed, and I'm not an expert on this, but I have been watching experts. The water is what breaks down the seed and allows it to germinate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these moved over to the tray, and I've just got one tray. Any day it's above 40 degrees, I try to get it out here. It's what they call, I think, plant hardening. But I try to get it outside any day it's above 40. If it's raining, I will put them under this to keep the rain from scattering the seeds, or I'll put it under the awning here on the garage where they're at right now. The thing is, wind might blow them off here if they're not on the ground. And then what I'm going to do is I might go and dig some spots to put the onions in. I'm going to use the ground that's already broke open. I just want to plant them, but I am going to plant some of them as long as they're good. They looked good when I opened up the bag. I was just going to jettison them. And then I'll film that maybe if I got time. Okay, I was wrong. These don't fit in here, but that's okay. I got them started. I got them in here. I'll just have to make 2 trips with these. That might entice me to grab another one of these trays and start a few more later in the season. Now, the map on the seed packet, where I'm at, it's right on the border between plant after May 10th for the flowers, plant after May 10th and plant after April 1st. These shouldn't sprout out for at least a week or 2, and it'll be definitely past the May 10th, and I won't try and put them down out on the ground until after, maybe even hold them, and I can replant them, but I can put them in a window until after April 1st. But somewhere between May 10th and April 1st, I might be able to start setting them out. And if they don't work, they don't work. I can still schlep some of them in and out, plant some of them if they don't survive the frost. This is the first year since I moved back here that the grass has not completely taken over this flower bed. And like these green shoots are going to look like grass. Here's a good example of it. But that's not grass. I believe that is a shooting star flower or Star of Bethlehem flower. And I dug some of it up because I'm edging this. I'm thinking about expanding this into a raised bed this year, at least a slightly raised bed, and bricking it off, and where I can putting down a weed barrier. Because I'm getting to where I want to do stuff that saves me having to work later. And so some of this I won't be able to put a weed barrier on the bed itself, because like these shooting stars need to come up, or the Star of Bethlehem needs to come up. And some of the other plants do too. But I can at least put a weed barrier on the edge, the weed cloth, the weed barrier, and put some bricks down and even try and raise it up a little bit. And we should be good. That's all I got, and it's probably all I'm going to have this week. I did go to plant the onions, and they're all just husks. So I dumped all those on the ground. And then hopefully, sounds like this week's going to be, I swear, the weather in this area, Midwest, it's always been a little bipolar in the spring and the fall. But with the global warming, we're getting much more violent mood swings in the weather. But hopefully this week will be, maybe I'll be able to get out and do some stuff later this week. If not, I'm going to try and prep some buckets and some other stuff. But hopefully next week I'll be able to get back out here and do some more. Peace out, and I hope everybody has a great week going forward.